NGINX is an open source web server written in C and can also be used as a reverse proxy and a load balancer. This class is a practical introduction to NGINX. By the end of this class, you will be able to understand the fundamentals of NGINX, spin up your own instance, and even secure it with a legitimate certificate. How about we jump into it? In this class, we're going to learn what is NGINX. We're going to dive into the basics of what this web server reverse proxy really gives you. Then we're going to explain what problem does NGINX solve by providing my current architecture and what is the desired state in my backend that I need to reach. We're also going to discuss the difference between layer 4 and layer 7 proxying in NGINX, and then in general, these are, I think every backend engineer really need to understand at least these two OSI models, layers. We're also going to explain TLS termination versus TLS passthrough and how you can configure NGINX to be really any of these. What's the difference between them and why would you pick one or another? And obviously we're going to talk about TLS since we're talking about these two concepts. My favorite part, timeouts in NGINX. There are many timeouts, and I picked two categories of these timeouts, one of the front ends and one also on the back end. And how can you configure these timeouts, and what do they do, and how can you protect your server from attacks, and even decrease latency, and maintain resources and make sure your backend resources are efficiently used with these timeouts. And then the people's favorite part is the example. We're gonna go through spinning up our own NGINX web server. We're going to configure it to be a layer 7 reverse proxy, layer 4 reverse proxy. What does that mean? We're going to talk about all that stuff. We're going to enable HTTPS. We're going to enable TLS 1.3. We're going to enable HTTP2 on NGINX. All of these stuff are not enabled by default. And we're going to also talk about why are these really matter and when should you enable it versus not. And then finally, we're going to summarize this class. How about we dive right into it?